All right, let's talk about Agile books. Tell me what your favorite Agile book is. The textbook thing that everybody reads.
It's so funny because I still carry it around. Eric Ries, the Lean Startup Method. And when I first read it, I have to admit I had my own sort of side-eyed look. I'm like, he's just adopted regular old Lean and he's just applied it. And I'm like, but then it became really apparent to me that it wasn't so the message being new. It's the fact that he managed to get his message to new people that really, really inspired me. And actually, in some respects, I can introduce that it's been that sort of thing that touched me so much that I love teaching so much that to me, being able to author books is another way of reaching a wider audience of people that I can help understand concepts that may seem simple or may seem really complex, but I can make them where they can understand them. And so it's actually something I wanted to do, and I've actually published a book and am writing my second one. And it's that thing of where I want to take concepts about lean portfolio management and technology business management and literally make them consumable and bring them to a new audience that may not be, you and I would know these, but we need to get it to new audiences like executives and mid-managements that they have such a fundamental place to play in this space with the transformational of being able to deliver value, but they're not always the ones that come to our classes, are they, Matt? So from that standpoint, if I can touch people during the class and I can help them to get a book that they can then back to some folks, I'm hoping I can just really help them to carry the message of how we need everybody at all levels to make some of these big transformations. That isn't just it's not just about doing Agile, right? It's about really making the company resilient and ability to be able to read and adapt to not only technology changes, but marketplaces that are so radically different year after year anymore. Anyways, I could go on and on and on and on for that, because that's my thing is I want to be able to make these concepts tangible, understandable, and I literally kind of patterned myself after Eric's book from that standpoint of saying, you know what, let's take something that maybe some other people know very well in their space, but let's introduce it to a whole new group of people.
That's awesome. And that's a great lead into my next question, because at one time in life, after I kind of already understood Agile at least a little bit, I read a book that was not about Agile. In fact, the book it's called Warfighting, the Marine's Guide to Warfare. And as I read through it, they talk about small teams and enhancing communication and keeping your equipment clean and ready to go and well maintained. And I was like, this is the same message that we tell to a lot of Agile teams. And it just opened my eyes so much more. So the question is, what's your favorite non-Agile Agile book?
You know, this is such an interesting thing because I could have also said my favorite Agile book is this one that was my very first book that was given to me as I was going through my Green Belt certification for Lean. And it was everything I needed to know about Lean manufacturing I learned in Joe's garage. It's been out of print forever. It's just a wonderful, wonderful read about a guy working in his neighborhood helping to build up Joe's garage. And it's just, it takes the concepts and they made it so relatable. Eli Goldratt's The Goal is another example of this, of where he basically took metaphors and analogies around the home, around the house, it so that those concepts about lean, and to me, lean and agile are just fist and gloves, right? They fit so well together and made them consumable. And then my other really favorite one, honestly, anything that Simon Sinek puts out, I just want to breathe them in, because he has such an approachable way of really getting people to understand what it takes to be true leaders. And I hope I love the message so much that I share it every chance I get.